A stunning number, 57%. That is the share of Americans who do disapprove of Trump's handling the economy. The lowest rating of his tenure. The reason? A simple punishing reality. Prices, unemployment at 4.6% and a looming possibility of recession. Tariffs, meant as a weapon to control trade, has boomeranged the American people itself. The tariffs have fueled the very cost of living crisis the orange disaster president has promised to fix. His response? A narrative of victory, certainly not born out of reality but desperation. And the US policy is left with despair over high prices and economic uncertainty. This gap between the orange lie and reality is the first crack, but it goes deeper, much deeper. It's a climate where foundational institutions, from the safeguards of healthcare to the promise of education, feel removed. Where global engagement is replaced by withdrawal. This isn't just a controversial policy cycle, it is the cultivation of a profound national uncertainty. For decades, the United States was the default destination for ambition and capital. That assumption is now in doubt. And when a door of opportunity closes in one place, it must open in another. And that other place is Canada. Today, we will dissect the great Canadian opportunities in 3 sections. First, the global talent and tech magnet. Second, the new economic anchor. And third, the geopolitical independence. So, let's get right to it. The strategic shift has allowed Canadians to crystallize 3 monumental opportunities, born directly from turmoil to the south. First, the global talent and tech magnet. The US problem? A climate where academic pursuits and cutting-edge research face political and cultural headwinds. The Canadian response? Direct, aggressive investments in the minds of the future. A $1.7 billion National Talent Fund, a $23 million anchor grant to keep world-leading quantum computing firm Xanadu on Canadian soil. The CEO's message was clear. This funding increases the probability that we stay in Canada. This is a deliberate campaign to not just attract but to retain. The goal? To ensure a defining innovations to the next decade in AI, in quantum, biotech, and conceive not in Silicon Valley but in Canadian innovation districts. Second, the new economic anchor. The US problem? Self-inflicted economic volatility through ridiculous trade wars, harming its own consumers and industries. The strategic deployment of investment tax credits that includes the clean energy sector. Those aren't subsidiaries for the old economy. They are incentives for the next one. Detail global capital. If you want to build the energy future, do it in a stable, rule-based jurisdiction with the resources to power it. Simultaneously, the rebuilding of a tariff-battered industry like steel isn't just recovery, it's a symbol of economic self-determination. The message to partners in Europe and Asia is clear. Canada is the reliable, secure North American base you can count on. Third, the geopolitical independence. The US problem? A blatantly incompetent man cosplaying as president, leading to a retreat from global leadership, creating vacuums in crucial arenas like climate and collective security. The Canadian response? Stepping into the space, forging a dedicated military pact with North European unions to jointly protecting the Arctic. A move that bypasses a traditional turned unreliable hemisphere. This is sovereignty in action. It's complemented by a tangible public shift, a consumer-led preference for Canadian goods and destinations over American ones. This economic distancing is powerful. Canadian grassroots in action. Together, those actions announce that Canada will choose its allies and defend its interests based on shared values and mutual respect, not old habits of dependency. This is the emerging portrait. Canada, a nation that is no longer defining itself by its proximity to a superpower, but by the quality of its own institutions, the power of its own ideas, and the strength of its own partnerships. The United States' internal focus and volatility have inadvertently handed Canada its most powerful platform in a century. We are not merely weathering a storm, we are building a new harbor. The Canadian sovereignty dividend is now being paid, in brilliant minds choosing to stay, in billion-dollar earmarked for green transition, in new treaties that redefine our role on the world stage. The 21st century contest will be won by those who can attract talent, guarantee stability, and act with strategic clarity. By those metrics, a profound and historic shift is underway. The landscape has been set. The time of reacting to American whims is giving way to an era of Canadian initiative. As we move forward, which one of those three opportunity pillars, tech, trade, or geopolitical independence, will be the most critical to solidify Canada's position as a stable leader the new world needs? The strategy is in motion. The future is being built. Where should we focus next? Please share your opinion in the comments below. If this video gave you value, I would love it if you subscribe. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by Christmas. So please, do support that goal if you are curious. And if you like this channel's deep dives, click the like button and ring the bell, so you won't miss my next one. Thanks for watching. I'm Wilfried Lemkuler from Europe Curious.